In Boston. KXAN Silva Harpetian joins us live from ABIA with more on what this means for your future of air travel. Hi, Silva.
Good afternoon, Michelle. This is a huge deal for travelers, also a huge deal for JetBlue. Let me show you a map we pulled off of their website. You can see JetBlue is all over the East Coast and the West Coast, and they're in the middle here in Denver and Salt Lake City, but nothing else around here. Austin, the first city in the state of Texas to have JetBlue service.
Very clean, very hospitable.
Free earphones so I get to watch TV.
Direct flight from Boston to Austin.
The first JetBlue passengers touched down at ABIA.
So much easier than going through Dallas or Chicago even, so yeah, so much faster and easier.
Much easier, says this couple, expecting its first child.
It was much better. 'Cause last time I went up and down 3 times, and now it was just one.
Erica and Miguel Melendez live in Maine. He's in a Navy, and they often visit family in Texas. But they've never seen fares this cheap.
We bought the tickets 2 days prior to the flight, and we still managed to get really low prices.
The low price, also a reason for this couple to take a long-awaited trip.
I've been telling her for 49 years we're going to do this.
So we're going to do it finally.
Lil and Ron Courier plan to take a carriage ride through Central Park, making traveling enjoyable. That's the JetBlue philosophy. But with fuel costs jumping 35% this year, airlines have started raising ticket rates and cutting services. That's not the case with JetBlue.
Oh, it's tough right now to make a buck in this industry, but I'd certainly be rather running an airline that people prefer and love flying than one that they don't like flying. And, you know, we're efficient, we have low costs, but we also have the best product.
Keeping costs down, that's the key to the company's success. JetBlue will have 3 flights to New York and 1 flight to Boston. And the CEO tells me if things go well, they may add more flights and also add more destinations. Live at ABIA, Silva Harapetian, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Welcome, JetBlue. Well, more economic news locally. A technology research firm says Round Rock-based Dell has strengthened its grip as the world's top personal computer maker. IDC cites strong demand for night on NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams beginning at 5:30.
We thank you for joining us here at First to 4. Join us again at 6 for more local news and weather. Access Hollywood is next.
A loaded gun at Lanier High School for the second time this school year. Find out how it got in, who discovered it, and what the school is telling parents.
I'm Rich Parsons in Northeast Travis County. Wait till you see all the guns and drugs Austin police found in this house right here. I'll show you coming up.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Topping KXAN News, a loaded gun at an Austin school, a 15-year-old student arrested, and parents on alert.
KXAN's Jenny Hoff joins us live from Lanier High School with this developing story. Jenny?
Well, if you're a parent at Lanier High School, you can expect to get one of these in the mail very soon. This is the letter that the principal just sent out here this afternoon describing the incident, what happened here today. Now, it's not very detailed, but I have some more information from you. According to police, when I talked to them today, this morning, a 15-year-old came to school with a loaded .22 caliber Austin.
Well, you may remember a similar incident also at Lanier in August. A student alerted campus Crime Stoppers to another 15-year-old who had loaded a 9mm handgun and also tucked it into his waistband. That student was also expelled and arrested.
Drugs, guns, money, you name it. Austin police say they seized it, taking down a Central Texas crime ring last week. They are just now releasing details of the bust on Emmanuel Road. KXAN's Rich Parsons reports on what police found and what neighbors are saying.
Right in this case, Michelle.
Well, listen to this. The manager at an Austin nightclub has been arrested for serving up cheap drink specials. Police say that increased the chances of drunk driving. KXAN Sally Hernandez is live at the Dallas nightclub where happy hour is in full swing. Sally?
Yeah, it got started here just a couple of hours ago. 75-cent drink specials here tonight. This is a really controversial subject here, but the TABC says it's not drink specials alone that landed the bar manager behind bars. Manager Bill Thompson had been working with the Austin Police Department to curb the number of drunk drivers leaving his club off of Burnett Road.
The vast majority of our customers
License. Of course, we'll let you know what happens.
Continuing our coverage of the Central Texas wildfire threat, KXAN's Connie Swinney is following up on the hunt for the arsonist responsible for a 200-acre burn out in the Hill Country. Connie.
Well, Robert, authorities now believe they have a description of the person who's responsible for starting the fire here in Spicewood. Now, fortunately, there was no property damage or nobody hurt. Everybody was pretty lucky in this case. All we see basically is a lot of burnt out stuff like this cactus fence lines. But that doesn't give much comfort to those who were in the heat of the battle. It happens in seconds.
And within a minute or less, it's doubled, and then another minute, it's quadrupled. It has a large head on it. It's fast burning with lots and lots of smoke, heavy smoke. So.
In Spicewood, a dozen agencies fought desperately to snuff this runaway blaze.
Coming up.
There's a warning tonight for Cedar Park parents and students about stranger danger in your neighborhood. I'm Haley Savino, and coming up next, I'll explain.
JetBlue taking off for service here in Austin. I'm Silva Harapeti, and I'll tell you what this means for your travel.
From KXAN NBC Austin, you're watching Robert Headlock, Michelle Playas, First Warning Weather with Jim Spencer, and Sports with Roger Wallace. KXAN News at 6 continues.
Hi again, a big day for Austin travelers, and JetBlue, the carrier, began service from Austin Bergstrom International Airport today, and KXAN's Silva Harpetian was there when the first flight arrived.
Good evening, Michelle. This map right here behind me shows JetBlue destinations. You can see a lot of destinations on the west coast and also in the east coast, but not much going on in the middle. Austin here, the first city in the state of Texas to get service from the low-cost carrier. Now, the first passengers of the plane came from Boston today. All of them we spoke to said they paid less than $200 for their ticket. We also talked with some passengers heading to New York. They bought their tickets because they can fly direct.
Very cheap rates, and we bought the tickets 2 days prior to the flight, and we still managed to get really low prices.
Direct flight from Boston to Austin. It's so much easier than going through Dallas or Chicago even, so yeah, so much faster and easier.
Tickets to New York went for about $79 one way. The CEO of JetBlue says that keeping the company costs low, they can offer live TV to passengers, give away earphones for free, and make the whole experience more enjoyable. Now, this addition, of course, to ABIA is having a good effect, basically, across the board. Now that JetBlue is in service offering low fares, some of the other airlines have also dropped their rates, though they are not direct.
Thank you very much.
I bet you have people from the Northeast want to fly down here and enjoy almost spring-like weather.
Oh, they would really like it, yeah, although it's been pretty warm around the country, but it's been exceptionally warm here. One of our warmest winters on record in progress right now. And if you were outside in the last half hour or so, what beautiful colors in the sky as the sun set on some decreasing mid and high cloudiness there. Here's a live view from Cedar Park. Still some pretty pink,
romantic.
Pastel?
Yeah.
Pastel? What would you call that?
Pastel.
Very lovely. Looking good. Let's back it up 11 hours and show you the sunrise this morning.
From KXAN NBC Austin, this is your news first at 4.
Another day, another gun. We have live team coverage after a gun is discovered on an 8th grader outside of Southwest Austin Middle School.
I want to speak directly to the men holding my daughter Jill.
Final appeals, the family and other world leaders make their pleas to release an American hostage.
And it's Friday. Is rain a part of your weekend forecast? Jim Spencer holds the answer. First at 4 on KXAN, 2 guns in 2 days on 2 separate Austin school campuses.
Yeah, this morning a gun was taken from a 14-year-old 8th grader outside of Clint Small Middle School. It was just yesterday that a gun was taken from a freshman at Lanier High School. We have continuing coverage of this event. We begin with Jim Bergamo live at Clint Small Middle School in Southwest Austin. Jim?
Well, Sally, let me just tell you right now, some kudos to the small school staff here for some very quick thinking this morning. This is how it all went down. Now, about this is weapons prohibited. It's an odd charge, at least a name for a charge, but it is a 3rd-degree felony, and both the 19-year-old and the 14-year-old will be charged with that 3rd-degree felony. Reporting live at the Clint Small Middle School in Southwest Austin, Jim Bergamo, KXAN, NBC Austin.
The student who took a gun to Lanier High School yesterday now faces a third-degree felony. KXAN Santa Henderson continues our coverage with what other students think about this incident.
Well, Robert, that 15-year-old now faces a charge of places weapons prohibited. But get this, some of his schoolmates say that, they're not too sure about the issue and what should go on with him. They know that this is the second time in the school year that a gun was brought to the Lanier campus. Both of those guns, KXAN, NBC, Austin.
It was round one in court for the Dallas nightclub fighting to prove cheap drinks at the bar doesn't equal more drunk drivers on the road. But the TABC says the club's 69-cent drink specials result in the city's highest number of DWIs on Wednesday nights. With the club's liquor license at stake, well, the defense is out to prove the TABC is being unfair. At this hour, Austin police are searching for clues after a shooting in southeast Austin lands one man in the hospital. It happened shortly after 4:30 yesterday morning in the 2200 block of Mission Hill Drive. Austin police say a 39-year-old man was shot numerous times, rushed to the hospital, and that's where the trail turns cold. Detectives still don't have any kind of suspects or motive, and if you have any information on this incident, call Austin Police Department. There's up to a $1,000 reward.
One person is dead after this crash on U.S. Highway 183 just south of the Burnett County line in Williamson County. When DPS troopers and emergency crews arrived at the scene shortly before 10 this morning, they found this red Camaro, which appears to have hit a tree. The cause of this crash is still under investigation. In less than 8 hours from now, TxDOT will be closing the north and southbound lanes of Interstate 35 at State Highway 45. Traffic will be detoured.
Situation at 6.
Funeral services were held today for a Texas Department of Transportation employee. Sean Hayes was a longtime inspector with TxDOT. He was killed when he was hit by a machine on Sunday at a road construction site in Cedar Park.
Thieves target a skate park in Georgetown, taking off with equipment valued at more than $3,500. Police say 3 expensive and very heavy pieces, like a special picnic table used for skating tricks, were stolen from the park over the last couple of weeks. It's the city's first skate park, and officials say the kids who use it are the ones at a loss.
The kids are very disappointed. They had a lot of equipment here that they are really enjoying and having a good time with, and especially over the holidays when they had more time to be here, and all of a sudden things disappeared.
Detectives say given how much the equipment weighed, it took at least 2 or maybe even 4 people to haul it away. Another attack near 360. Traffic not too bad for this Friday rush hour. More news coming up straight ahead. A second gun in 2 days at an Austin school. Find out how an observant staff member kept middle school kids safe today.
It makes me feel unsafe and uncomfortable to be at school knowing someone has a gun.
Yeah, nervous students over at Lanier High School talking metal detectors. Reaction from the principal coming up.
Plus, we catch Texas drivers going under the speed limit who still get a ticket.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
2 guns on school grounds in 2 days. Santa Henderson was gathering new information on yesterday's incident at Lanier High School when we discovered the new crime at Small Middle School. Our Jim Bergamo is there with the very latest.
Robert, a 14-year-old small middle school student and a 19-year-old non-student have both been arrested and face third-degree felony charges after they were found on school grounds and in possession of a handgun. Now, because the student is a juvenile, we can't release his name and picture, but we can show you and identify the 19-year-old. His name is Ted Robert.
School with a loaded handgun yesterday. KXAN Santa Henderson is there live where students had some surprising reactions today. Santa.
Well, Robert, that student, a 15-year-old boy, had a hearing at Gardner Betts Juvenile Center this morning. He's accused of having a gun where weapons are prohibited. Still, some Lanier students say you never know when protection is needed.
We talked to high school students about why anyone would bring a loaded gun to school. The answers may surprise you.
It's pretty understandable. It's just for protection.
Protection from who?
There's a lot of poverty that goes around in these neighborhoods.
Drug charges.
State troopers are investigating a wreck on 183 this morning. Investigators think the driver lost control near Seaward Junction in northwest Williamson County, crashing into a fence and a tree. The driver died at the scene. And on Lamar near 183, check this out. A pickup truck cut off an ambulance, forcing the ambulance to T-bone into the side of the truck. The accident pinned in and injured the truck driver. The ambulance driver and passenger are okay.
Well, near wrecks like those, or even near simple traffic stops, you have a legal obligation to slow down or move over. It became law 2 years ago, but area police say drivers are still breaking it every day. KXAN's Williamson County reporter Haley Stavanoa and photojournalist Julie Karam caught drivers in the act today along Interstate 35. Haley.
That's right, Robert. Police
Way to improve security. Well, here's something unusual in Austin. An ambulance getting into a traffic accident. It happened late this afternoon on Lamar near 183. A pickup truck cut off the ambulance, forcing it to T-bone into the side of the truck. The accident pinned in and injured the truck driver. The ambulance driver and passenger are both okay tonight.
And you are looking live at...
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news first at 4.
Another place to walk, another place to play. Coming soon to Austin. I'm Connie Swinney. I have details coming up on KXAN NBC Austin.
And a jail shakedown here at home turns up drugs, weapons, and more that inmates were hiding. We'll show you the stash.
First at 4 on KXAN, a new tactic for handling illegal immigrants in Central Texas. Right now, there's a catch and release process in place for illegal immigrants who are not Mexican. That's about to change. Starting next month, illegal immigrants caught in Texas will be transported and detained in Williamson County. KXAN's Haley Stavanoa is live in Taylor. The detainees will be housed in a maximum security correctional facility. And Haley, why did the Homeland hoarded food?
City officials are taking big steps with a bold new project for a Central Park in the city. The second phase of Town Lake Park is taking shape between Riverside Drive and Barton Creek Road. That's where Connie Swinney spent the day to bring us the progress on this project. Hi, Connie.
Hi, Michelle. Here's the first phase of that Town Lake Park project. You take a look behind me, you see Observation Hill. Workers have carved out this spot already, and when it's done, it's going to allow residents to get on top of it and be able to get a good look at the area. Now, in this project, city officials are also expanding the community's Greenbelt area, and that's linking places like Zilker Park to Auditorium Shores and downtown.
Look at you, buddy. Ready? Another one?
On days like this,
go get it. Go get it. Don't be shy. I can tell you what. I come out here probably 3-4 times a week.
it's the right place at the right time.
And to have a golden retriever like this, he loves to swim, especially when the summertime comes around. You love it. You love it.
Austin has built a reputation for its love of nature, and now a $9.2 million project is going to transform this 20-acre area into one of the premier parks close to downtown.
We have the trail system, which is wonderful, and that serves its purpose, but we needed a little elbow room to have a place for events and get people just gather downtown.
Funding for the Town Lake Park is coming from 1998 bond money. The first phase is already completed. Residents will soon see features take shape like an observation.
And just make a day of it.
Some believe many more days, with more to come for Austin residents who take to the outdoors.
As you can see, my boy Coach, it makes him very happy, and coming out here certainly beats the gym, that's for sure.
Now, I want to give you a clear idea of where I am. Right behind me, Riverside Drive. Just beyond that, Town Lake, and of course you can see downtown Austin. Now, there are streets like Dawson Street that have already been closed down, and that's in preparation of making this area very pedestrian friendly. Now, this is going to be part of the permanent park expansion. Now, city officials tell me that they're going to start this next phase of this project in February or March, and it'll take about a year to complete. Reporting live, Connie Swinney, KXAN NBC Austin.
In your health news,
back to you.
Thanks, Roger. A live look at traffic at 427 on Mopac and Far West. To your right, going south. To your left, going north. Traffic looking good.
Tonight, how much advance warning did the White House have on Katrina? Also, our new series on parents caring for their own parents. It's all ahead tonight on NBC Nightly News.
School district police want to arrest a high school teacher. I'm Santa Henderson. I'll explain why in a live report.
A surprise search inside a local correctional facility. What officials found will surprise you.
And new developments in the story KXAN News first told you about. New information on the alcohol poisoning death of a UT student.
From KXAN NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening. A local high school teacher could soon be arrested for allegedly touching one of his students.
This after a Travis County grand jury indicts him. New at 6, KXAN Sanjay Henderson is live at Crockett High School where the alleged incident took place.
Michelle, math teacher Joaquin Salazar is under indictment for improper relationship between educator and student. Now, police say that
time if that's what Mother Nature wants to give us.
Thank you very much, Jim. And our work doesn't stop now. All new at 10. Our team of reporters are out on the streets working on news stories. An Austin area animal facility is accused of inhumane treatment of animals. The facility is close to you, but our Chris Willis got in tonight and new at 10. A look inside the controversial facility that has some demanding change.
In the meantime, enjoy Wheel of Fortune and the rest of our NBC schedule tonight. We'll see you for news tonight at 10.
Bye-bye.
From KXAN NBC Austin, this is your news first at 4.
Convicted of killing a Reagan High School student 3 years ago. So why is this 19-year-old back in court today?
Days away from confirmation, the debate rages on over whether Judge Samuel Alito should be the next U.S. Supreme Court justice.
You know that 100,000 Travis County residents live below the federal poverty line? Well, there's an effort underway to help out them. Folks, we'll show you what's being done on KXAN.
First at 4 on KXAN, almost 3 years after the stabbing murder of a teenager by another at Reagan High School.
Access Hollywood is next.
See you then.
Authorities are finding more meth labs in Central Texas with more children at risk in those homes. I have details coming up new at 6.
Teetering on the brink. Find out what sent this Texas truck driver over the edge.
From KXAN NBC Austin, this is your news at 6.
He murdered his ex-girlfriend in the halls of Reagan High School.
Now the teen who stunned Austin and sparked security changes at AISD is in trouble again. Marcus McTeer was 16 when he stabbed Latrella Mosley on March 28, 2003. 2 months later, a judge decided to try him as a juvenile. On June 5th, McTeer pleaded guilty and received a 40-year determinate sentence. His time started at the Texas Youth Commission. KXAN was the only station in court today to hear why the state claims juvenile rehabilitation is not working. The news tonight at 10.
2 guns were confiscated at different Austin schools last week. Now we're getting word of another gun threat on the grounds of another Central Texas school involving at least 2 girls. KXAN's Williamson County reporter Haley Stavanoa is live at Brushy Creek Elementary in Round Rock with this story. Haley?
That's right, Michelle. It was a little bit of a scare, but we are here to just kind of set the story straight. Williamson County Sheriff's Department says around 4 o'clock they received a word that there was a gun here on campus at Brushy Creek Elementary School. Once they arrived on the scene, they were able to find out that there was not a gun. It was just a rumor. Apparently, a nearby middle school had early release. The middle school kids came over to the elementary school, and apparently there was some trash talk going on between students, and that's when a student told authorities that he thought he heard that there was a gun, and that's why they came out. So again, we're just here to inform and kind of set the story straight. The Sheriff's Department said after last week's 2 incidents in Austin at 2 different AISD campuses, they wanted to make sure and be safe rather than sorry. But they did bring canines out and search the entire school and the nearby neighborhoods. A gun was never found. So again, they were able to go home tonight with some good news. Michelle?
Everything okay at Brushy Creek. Thank you, Haley. An Alabama man whose prosecutors say was part of a drug trafficking ring faces execution tonight in Texas. A final appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court is pending for Marion Dudley. He's slated to die for the 1992 slayings of 4 people in Houston. Dudley would be the first Texas death row inmate executed this year.
By most measures, Austin's economy is still...
From KXAN NBC Austin, this is your news first at 4.
A warning out there for every parent as a Central Texas teacher is charged with a disturbing crime. The details coming up next.
What happens hereafter is up to you.
No longer a big fish in a small pond. Today, a judge grants the request to move this convicted teenage killer behind bars with the adults.
And how safe is your child in daycare? Why an indictment against a Cedar Park woman should raise a red flag for every parent. First at 4 on KXAN, another Central Texas teacher accused of having an improper relationship with a student.
And this time, school officials say it involves more than one victim. KXAN Sally Hernandez is live at Vista Ridge High School with today's top story. Sally?
Hey, Michelle, school just let out here at Vista Ridge High School just a couple of minutes ago. All of the students here going home with a letter, a very disturbing letter to their parents, nothing that any parent or student wants to read about. But as we mentioned, school let out here just a little while ago, and basically here, period. And we also know this is a first for the Leander Independent School District, the first time they have charged a teacher with such a crime. When we come back tonight at 6 o'clock, we're going to have reaction from the students here, including reaction from the school district. Don't miss it. For now, we are live in Cedar Park. I'm Sally Hernandez, KXAN, NBC Austin. Back to you.
And this is the second case this week involving accusations of improper relations with a local teacher. Just yesterday, Joaquin Salazar turned himself in on charges of inappropriately touching a Crockett High School student. He is on administrative leave as the investigation continues.
Families in Elgin are on alert this afternoon after an attempted kidnapping. According to police, a 6-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl were waiting for their school bus at Bocas Lane and 2nd Street in Elgin this morning when 2 men in a pickup truck pulled up beside them there.
License. KXAN's Williamson County reporter Haley Stavanoa joins us live with reaction from parents and some information that could help keep your family safe.
Michelle, scary is the word that another parent used after I explained to her the Cedar Park incident. Stephanie Kucher has conducted numerous. So go to our website, KXAN.com, for more safety tips and for a link that you can research local daycare providers. Reporting from the newsroom, Haley Stavanoa, KXAN, NBC Austin.
We're following breaking news right now in East Austin. A police chase comes to a crashing halt, tying up traffic in East Austin. KXAN's Jenny Hoff is live near the intersection of Airport and Oak Springs. Jenny, what happened over there?
Well, Michelle, we literally just got the information from the police, so I'm going to give you an idea of the route this high-speed chase took. At about 1:40 this afternoon, a patrol officer was called out to Springdale and MLK, where witnesses saw a man in a red blazer bust through the fence of a golf course, drive through the golf course, and end up on Manor. Well, the alert went out, and 2 motorcycles officers spotted the same vehicle at 51st and I-35. You can see the vehicle behind me here. This is where the crash, and this is where the chase ended. But let me give you this route more. Now, they called off the chase when the blazer ended up at Clifford because he was going through neighborhoods way too fast. They said it was just way too dangerous for them to continue the chase, but then they located him on Chicon, this time on 3 tires, and they said he was deliberately hitting parked cars along the way. Apparently, he then came down here at Oak Springs, barreling down and crashed into that red pickup. Now, we know that the suspect's name is Kobe Lamar Stanley. He has been taken to Breckenridge Hospital. They say he has not suffered any life-threatening injuries, maybe some broken bones. The man in the red pickup truck did not suffer any injuries. As far as we know, nobody else but the suspect is in the hospital, but police are wanting to put a warning out there. If you do believe your car was hit, your vehicle was hit, call APD, because they said they don't know how many cars were hit. They're guessing at least 10. They don't know the exact areas because this took such a wide route. So they are asking if you do notice some damage to your car, you can't explain it, you're in this east side area a little bit, give a call to the Austin Police Department. That's the latest for now. Reporting live from East Austin, Jenny Hoff, KXAN, NBC Austin.
The privacy of cell phone users here in
We outlined some very damaging accusations against another local high school teacher. And missing any mail? Find out what a postal worker is accused of snatching from Austin mailboxes. That story coming up. Good evening, everyone. Shock at a Central Texas high school after teachers accused of groping and sexually harassing several students.
KXAN Sally Hernandez is investigating at Vista Ridge High School in Cedar Park. Sally?
That's right, Robert. Students here at Vista Ridge High School going home with this letter.
Deliver the mail in Austin is now accused of keeping it for himself. KXAN Santi Henderson joins us live with more.
Robert, the mailman is accused of taking close to $4,000 worth of Netflix DVDs similar to this one. And today there was a warrant for his arrest. The suspect is Fred Andrews Jr. He was working at the West Breaker Lane location. According to the warrant, Andrews took Netflix DVDs from another case and put them in his tub of mail. Now, after being questioned, he allegedly confessed to taking hundreds of other DVDs instead of delivering them. Some people say you never know who you can trust.
You just figure it's safe, right? I mean, you put it in the mailbox and you assume that people do their job and deliver it.
To me, it's not really all that surprising. I wouldn't expect that it would be a common practice, but, you know, a few mailmen here or there might be dishonest.
Now, investigators found 215 DVDs at Andrews' home, as well as 35 empty cases. Live in the newsroom, Santa Henderson, KXAN, NBC, Austin.
Speaking of that, you better return those 4 DVDs you owe me.
I'm not kind of bad about that. The early part of the day on Saturday, and then the rest of the weekend beyond looks good. How much? Maybe a ½ inch to an inch. It's not going to alleviate the drought, but boy, an inch of rain. Barton Springs and Edwards Aquifer sources of water, and what's going on with them. They're suffering from the drought too. That's tonight at 10.
All right, look forward to that report, Jim. And we thank you for joining us tonight.
We have an all-new ER for you tonight at 9, and we'll see you back here for KXAN News at 10.
Have a good dinner.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
Barton Springs and Edwards Aquifer sources of water, and what's going on with them. They're suffering from the drought too. That's tonight at 10.
All right, look forward to that report, Jim. And we thank you for joining us tonight.
We have an all-new ER for you tonight at 9, and we'll see you back here for KXAN News at 10.
Have a good dinner.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
Welcome back, everyone. We want to update you on that breaking news we first told you about at the top of the hour. Travis County Sheriff's deputies are on the scene of a home in North Travis County where they're investigating a fire and the death of at least one person. KXAN's Jim Bergamo is standing by live. What can you tell us, Jim?
Well, Michelle, earlier you got the particulars. We're in Round Mountain, which is right along the Travis County, Williamson County line. It's in Travis County, and you heard that one man was found dead, a woman taken to Brackenridge Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Let's bring in right now Mr. Peter Salinas, who was one of the first witnesses on the scene. Mr. Salinas said you said you were traveling to a nearby feed store, you and your son, when you noticed smoke. You got out of the car, you went to the front door. What happened then?
Well, I noticed that the door was hot, and I knocked on there. But when I did knock on there, and I told my son, I said, you need to call 911 because there's something burning in this house. And he did. He called 911.
And you went around to the back?
I went around to the back, and I noticed that there was 2 people laying there on the porch. And I noticed that there was blood coming out of their neck area, and I told them, I came back the second time, and I says, you need to call EMS because these people are hurt.
What kind of injuries do you think? Was it a stabbing wound? What could you tell from those injuries?
Well, I noticed that it was coming from the side of the neck, so apparently it was a cut, okay? And so he did call EMS, and the fire department had not responded yet, so I took off to meet the fire department out here on Round Mountain Road.
And they met up with you, and you came back, and then as the body...
Now, breaking news from KXAN, NBC Austin.
Again, another update on that situation in far northwest Travis County near Leander. One person dead now, a second seriously injured, and Travis County investigators trying to figure out what happened here. They're on the scene of what started out as a house fire at Fulks Lane in the Leander area. When they got there, one person found dead on a porch, another person, a woman, transported to Brackenridge Hospital, as Jim Bergamo reported there with the gentleman that he spoke with, the witness that happened on the scene. It is possibly, there's strong indication that it could have been an attempted murder-suicide, but that, of course, is subject to Travis County investigators having the final word on that. We'll have much more for you tonight on KXAN News at 6.
Tonight, the sudden bad news on the economy and our popular series of reports on people.
One man dead, a woman critically wounded at a Travis County home today. We talked to the man who called 911. He describes what investigators want.
A woman is stabbed in her own home, and you won't believe what police say was carved into her stomach. I'm Santa Henderson. I'll have that story coming up.
Criminals fill their own prescriptions at the Central Texas pharmacy. Find out what fix they set out to grab.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Breaking news in far northwest Travis County tonight. A man dead, a woman severely injured, and a house on fire. KXAN's Jim Bergamo is live outside the home where he's been talking with witnesses and deputies. And Jim, what have you learned since our 4 o'clock newscast?
Well, lots, Robert, in a short answer. One dead body, another person critically injured, both suffering apparent throat-slashing injuries. Add to that scene a house on fire, and you can understand why authorities at the very least are calling this suspicious and are treating it like a crime scene. Now let's go to the first video that we have to show you. The first distress call came in about 2:15. That's when the Round Mountain Volunteer Fire Department responded to the house here in the 24,000 block of Folks Lane. Chopper 36 was over the scene shortly thereafter, and our view from the sky shows that while there was the fire was put out quickly, you can see a large stain, a blood stain. That's where a man and a woman were found. Now, as we go to our next video, the man died at the scene, but we're told the woman was transported to Brackenridge Hospital with critical injuries. And we're told investigators are there with her right now trying to determine exactly what happened. The first witness on the scene tells KXAN what he found. Could you tell there had been a struggle between the man and the woman in your estimation?
Well, I knew there was trauma to the neck, and I later found out that...
You take to the fact that there was one dead person, another person injured, and a fire going on at the same time. It goes, it's pretty easy to understand why we are treating this as a crime scene. Investigators with the ATF as well as the Travis County Fire Marshal's office are on the scene right now and probably will be for several hours. We'll continue to update this story and have the latest for you tonight at 10. Until then, reporting live in Round Mountain in northeast Travis County, Jim Bergamo, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Breaking news out of federal court now. The jury has just returned a verdict in a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Austin. It concerns the shooting death of Sophia King. KXAN's Jenny Hoff is live with the decision, and she will bring us that right now. Jenny?
Well, Michelle, the verdict came down in the latest court battle involving the Sophia King incident, except this one didn't necessarily involve John Coffey, the officer who shot and killed King about 3.5 years ago. Instead, it involved the officer who showed up at her apartment just hours before the incident happened. Now, Sophia King's sister was claiming that the city was liable in the negligence of Officer Eric Kilcollins, saying that when he went to conditions by leaving her there. Now, that is their claim, except the jury decided today that the city is not liable, that he was not negligent in that. Now, if they would have won, they could have won up.
KXAN Santa Henderson joins us live in the newsroom with more on this disturbing story. Santa?
Well, Michelle, the victim is the woman who adopted the suspect's son. Not only was part of her hair cut off, but police say she was also stabbed in the stomach. And get this, they say the suspect, the birth mother, put a picture of the adopted child on the tip of the knife. Now, this is a suspect, Juanita Yanez. Juanita Yanez allegedly
emotionally.
Now, the woman was taken to the hospital, but she is okay. She tells police it all started when she ran out of her apartment to check the mail. Once she got to the mailbox, someone she didn't know came up to her with a knife and forced her back inside. Once she got inside, Yanez was allegedly waiting. Live in the newsroom, Santa Henderson, KXAN, NBC Austin.
And now...
A string of pharmacy break-ins brings federal drug investigators to the Hill Country. In each case, thieves stole a highly addictive painkiller. KXAN's Connie Swinney joins us live in Marble Falls with the very latest.
Well, Robert, with what we know, it's possible that thousands of these hydrocodone pills are now on the street illegally because of these burglaries. 2 here at Atkins Pharmacy in Marble Falls and 1 over at Village Pharmacy in Llano. An investigator told me that people who are addicted to drugs like methamphetamines use this drug to minimize their crash. Now, pharmacists say that they're tightening security, but they believe addiction may keep feeding their attempts to get it.
For this Tuesday night, thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We'll look for you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.
Nightly News is a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
This Travis Heights home up in flames today. KXAN's Chopper 36 captures the smoke from miles away. Our crew on the ground is investigating how it burned this big so fast.
Wildfires chew up Hill Country Acres. Our bureau discovers arson investigators on the case will explain their suspicions.
An Austin police officer hurt in the very spot he was trying to help. Find out why people in the area say they're not surprised.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Fire ripped through a home in the South Austin neighborhood of Travis Heights today. KXAN's Chris Willis is live at the scene on Alta Vista, where firefighters are still working out this hour. Chris?
They sure are. Good evening to you, Michelle. Damage estimates could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It took firefighters just 3 minutes to get to the scene, and once they got here, they quickly found out there was not a lot they can do. This house, kind of deceiving, it appears to be a 2-story home, but down the back, construction and add-ons have actually made it a 4-story home, and that proved to be a big problem for firefighters. KXAN Chopper 36 over the scene today. Finding the source, firefighters tell me it was like working through a maze. Once they got inside, they entered the room that they believed contained the source of the fire. They tore down a wall to attack the flames and found a false ceiling. Now that is the area where original construction stops and the new add-on construction begins. A big problem, the heat intensity was just too much. 8 minutes after they got inside, firefighters went into a defensive mode and quickly got out. Listen.
We start to open up the wall space to be able to attack the fire, and what we found was a false ceiling. And then, so here we go, we have to pull out our thermal imaging cameras, look for where the heat's coming from, and we're finding several different void areas.
As you can imagine, time is a big factor in a fire like this. Fires double in size and intensity every 30 seconds. So when you run into those void spaces and false ceilings, that's a lot of time wasted. Travis County Appraisal District tells us the home is owned by Bernice Boswell and her husband. He was actually working on the home when the fire started, and he's the one that called 911. It's valued at $375,000. An official cause of the fire has not been determined, but investigators right now are looking at electrical problems. We're live in Travis Heights. Chris Willis, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Chris, thanks. Well, several brush fires burned through the Texas Hill Country this afternoon from Burnett County over to Llano County. KXAN's Connie Swinney is live aboard KXAN's Chopper 36 over some smoldering land in Llano County right now. And Connie, what can you tell us?
Acre, and that is, you still see some of the stuff out there that is burning. You've got some brush, you've got some trees. Fortunately, it's out in a remote area, so you don't see very much in the way of houses or any kind of civilization around here. It's just west of Llano. Now, the problem with this kind of fire is that the firefighters have to knock it down pretty quickly. They have to get around it and get some fire breaks going, or else it will spread out of control. Those high winds, also the dry conditions, are making it very, very serious. Now, take a look at this video from earlier today. Now, this is a fire in Burnett County, Spicewood area, right off of County Road 404. The biggest concern was regarding where the fire was, how it started. There's 3 different locations over 100-acre 100-acre area, so that really concerned firefighters. We have some firefighters that had to get out there with picks and also axes and shovels in order to fight it. They had to ask for assistance from Marble Falls, Blanco, also Spicewood, Llano, and some Pedernales Falls firefighters also got out there as well. Now, what makes this fire very interesting is the suspicions that it raised among some of those fire officials.
We know that this fire was probably started by somebody. It's happened on this road before, and there's at least 3 fires going right now. Somebody's going down the road, probably throwing out matches deliberately.
And of course, you can see they're going to be fighting this fire for some of the night, but it's got mainly under control right there in the Burnett County area, because what we saw was all these agencies come together, plus Starflight. They brought out some of the buckets that poured water in there, and that really helped them a whole lot. So they were able to contain that blaze for the most part. Now back to this fire here in Llano County. It looks as though around the edges they have it mainly contained, but you never can tell. When you've got hot spots in the middle, we've already seen some that have been flaring up, and there's also those conditions, of course, the dryness and the wind. Now we're going to go to Jim Spencer in the First Warning Weather Center. He can talk some more about how that wind has really fueled some of these blazes.
Yeah, it did create some problems in the Hill Country today. The wind speeds this afternoon, 15 to 25 miles per hour behind that front that blew in this morning. But they are coming down now that the sun has set. Take a look. These are the current average wind speeds across the area. This isn't bad. Most of us now just with 5 to 10 mile per hour winds with a few stronger gusts. In addition to the higher wind we saw today, obviously the air is very dry. These are current humidity values, humidity running less than 20% across much of the area right now. Normally we get a day in between fronts where there's not much wind, but guess what? Tomorrow the winds are going to turn from the other direction and pick up enough that another red flag warning has been issued for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that and some rain in the 7-day forecast in just a minute.
Thanks, Jim. And Austin police officers in Brackenridge Hospital with serious injuries after his motorcycle collided with a pickup in northeast Travis County. KXAN's Dan Robertson has this report.
They need to slow down, and especially around these turns.
The latest crash on this road involved an Austin motorcycle officer stopping speeders.
Had passed one vehicle in an attempt to make a stop on another vehicle.
But had to make an evasive move to avoid an oncoming truck.
They did go off the roadway, but the vehicles did collide.
We came around the corner, and then we seen the officer land on the ground with his leg, with his bone popped out of his right thigh. 2 delivery drivers arrived just after the wreck. I called 911 and we stopped and held us in and gave him some aid.
For residents and business owners along this stretch of Ferguson Lane, the sound of sirens is common.
We've had several accidents in the 3 years we've been open here, and you know, because of the blind corner and everything, and people just driving too fast.
In the 1800 block, Ferguson makes a sharp S turn with blind corners. A brush cutting crew is improving visibility, but even they have had close calls.
People come flying around the corners and you can't see oncoming traffic, and it's just dangerous, you know. And even with us over here working, the people still come around the corners flying.
Unless and until the road is improved, speed is the problem.
People hit that turn too fast, and they just they end up going across the yellow line and losing control.
Austin police have identified the injured officer as 19-year veteran Dave Erskine. He's at Brackenridge Hospital tonight in serious condition.
Police say video from KXAN helped put a man suspected of 20 robberies across the country behind bars. Our Jenny Hoff has been following this story since the Austin robberies began. She's here live to tell us where they caught this suspect. Jenny.
Robert, the Los Angeles Police Department picked up 43-year-old Lloyd Rhodes in L.A. late last week. Now, that only happened after a lengthy investigation that spanned both East and West Coast. An investigation that broke once we got our hands on this video. Police say in this surveillance video from the Alamo Draft House on Anderson Lane, you can see Lloyd Rhodes doing what he does best, robbing a restaurant and threatening the employees with a gun. Cops are linking Rhodes to 5 robberies, possibly 6 in Austin, and several more across the country. In fact, once we got this video from the Alamo Draft House and put it on the air, it made its way to our NBC affiliate in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where Rhodes had bonded out of jail this summer for the same type of crime.
I was laying in bed watching the news, and they ran a story from Texas on a serial robber, and being a robbery detective, I was watching it closely, and when I looked at it, I recognized immediately who the suspect was.
Now, once they got his name, the FBI and U.S. Marshal Service got involved and found Rhodes in Los Angeles. Tonight at 10, we'll talk to a man who had that gun in the video pointed at his head and who lost thousands of dollars to the restaurant robber.
One man is arrested, and what he's accused of doing inside this church is nothing sacred. I'm Santa Henderson. I'll have the story coming up.
An Amber Alert sends law enforcement all over Central Texas looking for these two. You'll hear police answer the question of whether it was a waste of their time. Next on KXAN NBC Austin.
A teenage girl who was the focus of a Central Texas Amber Alert today is now safe, but the story is far from over. Police say there are still a lot of unanswered questions. KXAN's Williamson County reporter Haley Stavanoa joins us live from Cedar Park with more.
Well, Robert, the good news is that Jessica O'Vera is safe, but she's been here at the Cedar Park Police Department all day and being questioned about the whereabouts. Now, police are hoping to find out answers about exactly what happened since the alleged kidnapping last night. Family members say 16-year-old Jessica O'Vera went to take the trash out Monday night when her 22-year-old ex-boyfriend Daniel Andrade allegedly kidnapped her. Now, she did show back up today in Cedar Park around 2:30. She told police that she was able to get away from Andrade, and she called a friend to come pick her up from the central Austin area. Now, with questions surrounding about whether she went willingly or not, I asked Captain Jeff Hayes if the hunt for her wasted any valuable police resources.
In this case, he threatened to, reportedly threatened to kill her and himself. We use all resources that we can, and I think the appropriate amount of resources were expended, especially since now we know she's safe.
Now, police tell me they are still looking for Daniel Andrade, and there is a warrant out for his arrest, and he still faces kidnapping charges. Live in Cedar Park, Haley Stefanoa, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Polls in West Austin and western Travis County close in just about under an hour. That area covers State House District 48, and voters there are choosing a replacement for Todd Baxter, who abruptly resigned his seat in November to become a lobbyist. In race are two Democrats, Donna Howard and Kathy Ryder. Ben Benson is the only Republican, and Ben Easton the lone Libertarian. Well, the winner will represent District 48 in a spring special session on school finance. We'll have the vote tally for you and reaction from the candidates tonight at 10.
And we got your weather coming up next. Let's take a look at it, putting the finishing touches there on the forecast for you. 50 degrees in Burnett County right now. Check out the peak wind. That's why we had some fire problems in Burnett and Llano County. 34-mile-an-hour gusts, but as you notice, the winds have really fallen off at the present hour. Going to be a cold night ahead. Your forecast is coming up next.
This time and temperature.
This is your news first at 4.
KXAN NBC Austin is your source for breaking news today. It's happening in San Marcos. A brush fire has already scorched more than 150 acres of land, and 3 trailers have gone up in flames.
It's also happening on I-35, or not happening. Thousands of cars creeping along, some going nowhere. I'm Chris Willis. We'll tell you what's behind it coming up.
And it's day one of the high-profile trial against the 2 men who led Enron before its eventual collapse 4 years ago. We're live in Houston. But we begin with a traffic alert along Interstate 35, where the southbound lanes near 15th Street are closed. KXAN's Chris Willis is there to give us a live look. Chris?
Robert, good afternoon to you. It is one of those days that we all know on I-35 here in Austin. Traffic backed up, tens of thousands of cars sitting and waiting, going nowhere. They are actually starting to creep along. We've got the chopper up in the air for you. Let's go ahead and show you how long this line is. Right now we're at the 15th Street exit, and it is a backup that extends all the way up past 183. What happened was an 18-wheeler got into an accident, but not with another vehicle. This one lost its load, and in this case it was a 40,000-pound spool of metal. Happened just after 1 o'clock this afternoon in the 1400 block of I-35. To give you some bearings, that's right in front of the Irwin Center in the Brackenridge Hospital area. Police were diverting traffic onto the service road, and crews were working to clear it off. That didn't work. Folks were getting out of their cars. Some were popping the tailgates and just sitting and waiting. People walking up and down the freeway. But the good news right now is traffic is starting to move again. That's hard to tell for the folks that are back on the 183 side of this backup. But it is starting to move again here at 15th, creeping along. Just happened in the last few minutes. So, as you see from that line of cars, if you have people you're waiting on to get home or get to work, they're going to be a few minutes late. But that's the scene right now. Traffic again in the southbound lanes, moving along, and we'll bring you another update at 6 o'clock.
Thanks for that, Chris. Well, and the other late-breaking story today, investigators on the scene now trying to contain hot spots at a fire in southern Hays County.
More than 150 acres are burned and 3 trailers destroyed in an area off Highway 123 south of I-35. KXAN's Dan Robertson is live there with also some exclusive photos. Dan?
Well, Michelle, this is actually one of 4 fires that local agencies have been fighting this afternoon. This one started at about 12:55, 1 o'clock today when the first alarms went out. Check it out. We've lost 3 structures here, 3 homes, a number of cars, and a lot of personal belongings from some of the folks that live here. As far as we know, no one has been injured. But just to give you an idea, this fire spread very quickly. Investigators say that someone burning trash.
KXAN NBC Austin.
Well, new developments on the death investigation in northwest Travis County on Friday. If you recall, police found Jimmy Jean Pierce and Della Ann Hale outside of a house on Felix Lane with both their throats slashed. Well, today medical examiners tell us Mr. Pierce died from those self-inflicted wounds. Della Hale remains in the hospital in stable condition. A fire was also set at the home. The investigation is ongoing.
And now, your weather.
Today, first at 4.
We'll see you back for KXAN News tonight at 6 o'clock.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
Dodging disaster at the Sagamore.
Fire destroys homes and threatens an entire community today in Hays County. We talk with residents who are thanking some neighbors and blaming others.
Looking to get rid of graffiti, you'll see evidence of the crime on the rise, and hear why police say time is key to a long-term solution.
And your child's health. Find out what could change for physical education at local schools.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Wildfires again top KXAN News at 6, and today they took a personal toll. At least 2 major brush fires broke out in the southern part of Hays County this afternoon. KXAN's Dan Robertson is live at the scene of one near State Highway 123 southeast of San Marcos. And Dan, the saddest thing is this could have all been prevented.
Well, right you are, Michelle, that this fire was unnecessary.
Coming up.
Well, fire crews were so busy with those wildfires, they were not able to offer any attention to this building that was on fire nearby. As you can see, a tractor burning next to what looks like a shed or a barn of some sort, and the flames crept over to a second building while the poor lone man on the ground threw water from a bucket on the flames. Eventually, some relief came in the form of water drops that local fire crews were able to pour on this site from the air.
And Travis County authorities just released more information in a mysterious death and fire investigation. A man and a woman were found bleeding on the back porch.
Live in downtown Austin, Silvahara Petiam, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Well, plenty of these folks probably wish they took the bus today. Find out how a mass of metal stopped traffic cold on I-35. Plus, a colorful problem plaguing Austin neighborhoods more often these days. Find out why the police need your help with graffiti. Coming up on KXAN, NBC Austin.
Deliver.
Well, it was one of those days on Interstate 35 in Austin this afternoon. Just before 1 o'clock, an 18-wheeler lost a 20-ton spool of steel on the southbound side of the interstate near 14th Street. APD officers tried to divert traffic to the access roads, but you know how that goes. But most people just sat in their cars and trucks for hours. This mess was finally cleaned up and traffic started moving, albeit slowly, again just after 4 o'clock, and it is still very slow right now. Graffiti vandals are targeting your property and using up.
And the only thing more frightening is what they find.
I don't know what to tell you.
All new Medium next Monday on NBC.
Homes go up in flames just outside of San Marcos. A busy day for nearly 60 firefighters. I'm Chris Willis. Your live details straight ahead.
Find out why you could soon pay $3 plus for a gallon of gasoline.
January ends tomorrow, just about like every other day. But is winter finally about to show up?
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 10.
Good evening, everyone. A busy day for Central Texas firefighters turned into a busy night.
Wildfires destroyed 4 homes and several outdoor structures. 27 acres burned in 3 different locations in Hays County. Tonight, fire crews are checking for hot spots and potential flare-ups. Our Chris Willis is live in Hays County with the latest. Chris.
Robert, good evening. At one point today, firefighters were battling 3 fires in 3 different locations. Many people are without a home tonight. Vehicles were torched, barns and sheds went up like tinder boxes. The sad fact tonight is this: one man burning trash may be responsible for this whole thing. And while some are assessing the damage tonight, at least one family is giving new meaning to the phrase, love thy neighbor.
Just people out there still don't learn their lesson.
Hays County on fire. 3 different locations and 3 different strategies to fight those flames. First, watch as chopper crews rig their drop buckets as high winds fan the flames in every direction. This blaze along the San Marcos River threatened about a dozen homes. Firefighters were able to save them. Not the case near State Highway 123.
I just looked, and every time we thought we put it out,
it'd catch on fire again.
A man burning trash ignites an inferno that guts 3 homes and several vehicles. Maria Trista is one of the lucky ones.
I guess they thought maybe we had enough rain from that Saturday. They figured, well, I think it won't hurt anything. Sure enough, look what happens.
Maria's home survived because of her neighbor, Gary Crawford. He saw the flames, took up a garden hose, and went to work.
So I ran down here and I started putting out the fire as fast as I can.
What'd you use?
Oh, water hose. And then my dad started using water hose. He came down here and helped me. And then I just started filling up buckets with water and just started pouring it on it.
Like Gary, he's the one who saved my house.
Yeah.
He's the one that put out the fire. So it's like, if it wasn't for him, it's like, I don't know how far it would have got to our place.
Gary says he didn't think about the danger. He just knew he was not going to watch his neighbor's house burn.
I started, went myself so I wouldn't catch on fire.
And finally, just a stone's throw away, resigned to his fate, this man does what he can to save his property. Watch as he walks up with his bucket, as his barn burns to the ground, and tosses the water, trying to save his tractor.
Now, fire crews were eventually able to fly over that man's barn and tractor and dump water. They did save his tractor. His barn, however, is ashes. As for the man allegedly responsible, fire officials say he will be cited for a burn ban violation. That burn ban tonight remains in effect. It was never lifted, and there is already a fire weather watch issued for tomorrow. On the Hayes, Guadalupe County line, I'm Chris Willis, live tonight, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Chris, thank you. New at 10, KXAN's Hill Country Bureau brings us exclusive pictures of a meth lab bust. Right now, authorities are still at the scene, dismantling what they call a red phosphorus speed lab. They found it on the 1100 block of Ash Drive in Marble Falls. A 38-year-old man undergoing mental health evaluation faces manufacturing charges in this case. The suspect was allegedly making the drug in a converted storage room behind his parents' house.
The parents of a man shot and killed by an Austin police officer are suing the city of Austin. 18-year-old Daniel Roden.
This is your news, first at 4.
Stealing a corpse to fake his death. Hear the fate of the Hill Country man that committed that crime. And
I'm Dan Robertson, live in East Austin. A couple of water main breaks around the city today, probably because of the dry weather. We'll tell you if they've got the streets cleared up in just a moment.
America has a new Supreme Court justice today, Samuel Alito, sworn in just in time for tonight's State of the Union address.
Good afternoon. First at 4, a district judge today sentences a man for using the corpse of an elderly woman to fake his own death.
KXAN's Connie Swinney is live in Burnett County with today's top story.
Well, Clayton Daniels pleaded guilty before a judge today. In 2004, he allegedly dug up an 81-year-old's body, used it to fake his own death by starting it on fire and putting it in a car to make it look like a crash scene. Now, here's what the judge gave him.
Central Texas drought could be to blame for 2 water main breaks today in central Austin. The breaks snarled traffic as crews hustled to make the repairs. KXAN's Dan Robertson live in East Austin with an update.
Well, Robert, this pipe break here at Robert Martinez and East 7th Street has snarled traffic quite a bit this afternoon. Still a little bit of a slowdown here. But this is not the only pipe trouble we've had in the city today. It was early this morning when a 6-inch main broke and tangled traffic just on west of Lamar on 5th Street. Lane closures during rush hour delayed a lot of commuters, but workers were able to quickly patch that leak, and they had 5th Street back open by about midday today. Now, a short time later, another 6-inch main cracked here at East 7th and Robert Martinez. The crews found that this pipe had developed a really big hole, probably due to the pipe's age and some dry, shifting soil. Some of the surrounding roadway was undercut, but crews seem to be moving right along with their repairs here. And in fact, they tell us they should be complete and have it back open to traffic in about an hour or so. Now, the city says that nobody in this area has been out of water. No one's service has been interrupted. And here on 7th Street, they'll probably have this back open again within an hour or so you might want to avoid it until then. Live in East Austin, Dan Robertson, KXAN and NBC Austin.
And now, your weather.
Well, it's fitting that this last day of January should end with such beautiful weather across our area. That's pretty much how the whole month has been. In fact, look at these highs this afternoon.
And ineligible for execution.
Take a look. An 18-wheeler crashed today just before 1 o'clock today in northeast Austin. This truck lost its load of dirt along Decker Lane and Highway 290 East just west of Manor. Hazardous materials crews were called out to help clean up the mess. These are pictures from Chopper 36, of course. So far, no reports of injuries.
KXAN Chopper 36 also captured another crash, tied up traffic just a few hours ago on northbound 183 just before Mopac. Austin police say an SUV and car were traveling north on 183 when they collided. Several lanes were closed while police cleaned up the mess. No serious injuries to report.
Could a current nursing shortage keep you or someone you love from... He racked up a list of charges that read like a horror script. Now find out what's next for the Hill Country man accused of burning the corpse of an 81-year-old woman to fake his own death.
A security scare for Governor Perry in Iraq. Hear him tell the tales of what happened while he was visiting troops.
A dirty DVD playing at a Central Texas McDonald's drive-thru will explain how it landed 3 brothers behind bars.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening. Grave robbing, arson, and burning a human corpse. An unbelievable case KXAN has been following since 2004 comes to a close.
Today, a district judge sentenced a man who tried to fake his own death to escape jail time. KXAN has the only television news bureau in the Hill Country, and our Connie Swinney got an exclusive interview today with Clayton Daniels' father. Connie.
Well, Robert.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news first at 4.
A woman was murdered in her home here in Williamson County. I'm Jenny Hoff. I'll tell you how you can help find her killer.
A husband relives the day he found his wife dead in their Round Rock home. We're at the capital murder trial for Michael Moore.
Yeah, we're first at 4, rain on the radar right here in Central Texas. Don't get to say that very often. The rain started falling steadily here in Austin within the last few hours.
And it's pretty nice. We caught these pictures driving around Central Austin just a short time ago. Our first warning weather team is tracking all the latest developments, of course. Let's go live to Jim Spencer.
Some welcome rainfall, not lasting very long, though. Let's take a look at the KXAN storm profile, or just forecast is coming up.
All right, and now a late-breaking murder investigation happening over in Williamson County. KXAN's Jenny Hoff just left a news conference with the Williamson County Sheriff's Office. Jenny, what did they tell you?
Well, Sally, it was in this house on Monday afternoon where detectives found 33-year-old Felice Estes dead in her home. Now, here's the information we have.
And other crimes.
Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard here in Central Austin back open after a day of detours caused by a gas line leak. Crews working at the Blanton Museum near San Jacinto and Colorado Streets cut the 4-inch line around 9:30 this morning. Nobody was hurt, but nearby buildings had to be evacuated, and Austin police rerouted traffic while crews worked to cap the leak.
Austin City Council member Brewster McCracken wants to give the partners of city employees new benefits. The benefits would be for gay or straight domestic partners.
That's on Weberville Road.
A new president started his first day at the University of Texas today, but some of the students don't even know it.
Who is it? Future president. Future president. Oh, Powers?
Well, his name is actually William C. Powers, not Mike Powers. He's the 28th president of UT Austin. Powers ate lunch with some UT students this afternoon at the Jester Cafeteria right there. He is taking over for Larry Faulkner, who just retired from that position.
Always the best food there, right? I remember it very well. President Bush on the road today. Next, here the message he's delivering just a day after the State of the Union.
It was like the Ritz-Carlton.
Plus, did the federal government hold out on Hurricane Katrina victims? The slow response in the aftermath is under fire again today in Washington.
This is your news first at 4.
A former Manor High School substitute teacher accused of having an improper sexual relationship with students. We'll have the story coming up. Police say they fled to Mexico. Now a teenage brother and sister are back in Austin and accused of murder. We'll have that story coming up.
New laws about dogs and cats in one Hill Country town has some crying foul. I'm Connie Swinney. I'll have that story coming up on KXAN, NBC Austin.
First at 4 on KXAN, a former Manor High School substitute teacher arrested today for allegedly having sexual contact with at least one student.
KXAN Silva Harapetian is live at Manor High School with this top story. Silva?
Good afternoon, Michelle. The suspect in this case, 26-year-old Andre Jones, has not been a substitute teacher at Manor High School since the allegation surfaced in November of 2005. Let me show you a picture of this man. Jones, seen here in an arrest photo from today, allegedly asked a 17-year-old student to perform a sexual act when she was refused. We're told he allegedly pulled her out of class, sent her notes, even suggested they go into a bathroom where there would be no cameras. All this happening in 2005. The 17-year-old at the time finally told a friend. It turns out Jones had allegedly done this before to the 17-year-old's friend. According to the affidavit, the friend told police in 2004, when she was 16 years old, she had sexual contact with Jones. Austin.
Thank you, Silva. Well, breaking news out of Houston now, where a dangerous police chase has just come to a violent end. Police started chasing a white Dodge Neon after an Amber Alert went out in North Texas. Well, police believed a 4-year-old girl and her mother that were abducted were in this vehicle. At least one person was in the car armed and was even seen shooting through the back windshield. Now, the chase ended when the car slammed into the back of a pickup truck. A man believed to be the suspect is dead, and the mom and the daughter have minor injuries.
Today, a Williamson County judge is considering whether a man should stand trial as an adult for a crime he allegedly committed as a teenager. Vincent Gordon here, now 32 years old. Investigators believe he killed 85-year-old Thelma Lackey back in 1990 in Georgetown. He was only 16 back then. Prosecutors say DNA evidence links Gordon to the murder. Gordon must be certified to stand trial as an adult before the district attorney's office can try this case. 2 teenage murder suspects are now back in custody. This after police say they fled to Mexico. KXAN Santa Henderson joins us live with more on the suspects from last September's bus stop shooting in Austin.
Well, Robert, the brother and sister are 15 and 16 years old. They're now being held in Gardner Betts. Police say it all started because the young girl told her brothers that some guys were bugging her at school. The brothers then allegedly invited friends to come along with them, follow the school bus. Now, eventually, police believe that a friend of the brothers shot the victims. This is the young girl. Police say she started it all because
For what she did.
Now, once again, there are a lot of people involved here. A 15-year-old girl is accused of murder. Her 16-year-old brother is accused as well. Police believe that a friend of theirs, Manny Cortez, shot the 2 boys last September after an argument or some sort of altercation at Austin High School. It's alleged that they followed the school bus to 48th and Chacon. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight at 6. Live in the newsroom, Santa Henderson, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Well, it is.
Hi again. The rain is gone and the winds are back, making the wildfire danger as high as ever in Central Texas. But firefighters are literally getting an upper hand on the flames. We'll show you like no one else can from KXAN Chopper 36. Rich Parsons has this story.
Help from above is keeping Central Texas from burning to the ground as the wildfire threat grows.
We go out and try to hit it very fast and very quick and keep it small.
This air attack by a spotter plane and chopper Monday kept part of Hays County from burning out of control. Responding to one fire, the team was diverted to 2 others erupting nearby at the same time.
The quickness they can get there is very important.
The chopper can get crews on the ground fast and hundreds of gallons of water on a fire in almost an instant. Firefighters say that's what stopped these 2 fires near San Marcos in their tracks.
Trying to catch one of these and run it down in the winds that we're having right now is extremely tough.
Firefighters tell me they're seeing fires spread as fast as 5 miles an hour. That's faster than most folks can walk through all this dry brush. And they're seeing flames as high as 15 feet in the air. That's twice as tall as me, and that's why they say it's so critical they get the choppers out ahead of these fires. The Texas Forest Service contracts this air support from California, but there are hundreds more people from out of state helping.
It's a common mission. You know, we're here to help, with the fire situation here, to keep fires small, attack aggressively, but do it in a safe manner.
Attacks that can literally give firefighters the upper hand. Rich Parsons, KXAN, NBC Austin.
You can find more details on these top local stories at KXAN.com and anytime. A former substitute teacher with Manor ISD stands accused of having sexual contact.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news first at 4.
Breaking news in Hays County, KXAN Chopper 36 captures the first pictures over Dripping Springs High School as several students get sick from taking a prescription anti-anxiety drug. We'll have the latest on this breaking story next.
A grass fire in Pflugerville threatened more than a dozen homes. I'm Haley 70, and I'll have that story coming up next.
And sinking ship. We have new pictures as the world watches a search for survivors of this ferry accident in the Red Sea. But first at 4, breaking news, a 6-year-old dead in Hays County.
Hays County Sheriff's deputies are at the scene south of Dripping Springs where the child was run over by a backhoe this afternoon. KXAN's Jim Bergamo live with late breaking developments. Jim.
Robert, the tragedy and the timing of this tragedy is something folks in this area are going to be talking about for a long time. As you may know, for most of Central Texas, this was a teacher workday. That meant most of the students in our viewing area had the day off. Had the 6-year-old been in class today and not with his father here at the Phillips Cemetery just south of Dripping Springs, more than likely his life would not have come to the tragic end which it did today. Let's take a look at some of the video we shot earlier. You can see family members grieving. Now, there was a funeral for a 19-year-old boy who had been killed in a car wreck. That funeral was held shortly after lunch today, but the funeral crowd had dispersed. It was about 2 p.m. when the backhoe operator began covering over the grave. Now, he did not see his son. His 6-year-old boy who was behind him, he ran over him and killed him. Now, we spoke to Hays County deputies and the pastor who preached the funeral for the 19-year-old shortly before the tragedy.
He was out of school because it is a school holiday. He was here with his father. His father was watching him. I don't know whether the child slipped and fell or exactly what happened, but he did wind up behind the Bobcat and got run over.
There are some things we don't understand that we won't ever understand. And there's enough grief for a family with a 19-year-old they can't even imagine.
Now, the pastor you just saw was from Colorado. He came in for the service. He was on his way to San Antonio, drove by the funeral and wondered what the commotion was about. He had just preached a funeral here. We are told by the Hays County deputies the death has been ruled accidental. Much more on the story coming up on KXAN News at 6 o'clock. Until then, reporting live south of Dripping Springs, Jim Bergamo, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Our hearts go out to that family. Thank you, Jim. Well, another late-breaking story. A drug investigation underway right now in Dripping Springs. At least 5 students at Dripping Springs High School had to get medical treatment after suffering side effects from taking the prescription drug Xanax. EMS and Hays County Sheriff's deputies were called to the school around 12:30 today. The anti-anxiety drug can cause hallucinations. Now, authorities are not sure how the kids got the drug, but they believe someone brought it from home. 3 of the kids are at home with their parents. The other 2 were taken to the hospital in South Austin until their parents could be located.
More breaking news in Pflugerville, where a neighborhood is on high alert after a brush fire threatened several homes this afternoon. You can see in these pictures from KXAN Chopper 36, the flames came dangerously close to the backyards of several homes on Steeds Crossing. KXAN's Haley Savanoa joins us live from there with the latest.
That's right. We're actually standing in the field where the grass fire started. As you can see behind me, it threatened more than a dozen homes. Some are saying up to 16 homes. The fire completely, because of the high winds today, completely traveled, just ate through these fences, these backyard fences. Firefighters say they believe that it started by a power line breaking and snapping and starting a spark. But now we're standing in the backyard of the Wright family. And as you can see, exactly how close it got. You can see the line as it came through. The Wrights tell me that they heard a noise, they heard a big pop, they looked outside and they saw flames literally just jumping over their fence. They opened the door to try to find their dog, and because of so much smoke they couldn't find their puppy. Luckily the dog was able to get out safe and sound. But they said for a very few minutes they thought the flames were going to get to their house. They thought they were going to lose everything. They did try to grab a water hose and try to douse this as much as they could, but luckily firefighters did get on the scene quickly and were able to help them to put it out. And they said luckily everyone got out safe. There were no injuries out here today, and we'll have more on this story tonight for you at 6 on KXAN. Reporting live from Pflugerville, Haley Stavanoa, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Williamson County detectives are still investigating the murder of a Round Rock mother. Deputies say Felice Estes was a mother of 2 and a security guard. Is live in the newsroom with new developments in the murder of a UT student. Santa?
Michelle, a Travis County grand jury handed up a capital murder indictment against this man, Jason Chacon. Chacon is accused of going to the West Campus apartment of William Earhart and shooting him last Halloween. Police say Earhart was a drug dealer with a lot of cash and marijuana in his apartment and that Chacon wanted to rob him. Now, police in San Antonio arrested Chacon in November. He is now in a Travis County jail, and once again, he is charged and indicted for capital murder. Live in the newsroom, Santa Henderson, KXAN, NBC, Austin.
A Texas woman and her 4-year-old daughter are okay today and out of the hospital after some scary moments yesterday. Andrea Allen and her little girl Kira were the focus of an Amber Alert and a wild chase across Texas yesterday. Police in Houston say Andrea's ex-boyfriend Kid to blame.
And it's Go Red Day, but do you know why? Find out why today is so important for women everywhere. And a live picture of the Hill Country. You're watching KXAN News at 4.
I'm Robert Hadlock, live here in the KXAN studio, and here's what we're working on for KXAN News at 6. We have breaking news. A 6-year-old boy is killed when he's run over by a Bobcat heavy machinery. The operator, the child's father, details as they develop in a live report from Hays County. Then Chopper 36 captures a Pflugerville man chasing away flames as fire rages towards his home. A live report from that neighborhood right after NBC Nightly News on KXAN News at 6. Tragic timing today. A father accidentally kills his own child on the job. KXAN brings you the emotional impact you will not see anywhere else.
A grass fire fueled by winds burns down backyard fences and threatens over a dozen homes. I'll have that story coming up at 6.
Sudden sickness hits 5 kids at a local high school. Find out why they may be in trouble for their own suffering.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Topping KXAN News, a tragedy in Hays County that will horrify any parent.
A father accidentally backed a Bobcat digger over his own child today at a cemetery near FM 150 and Ranch Road 12. Now that's just south of Dripping Springs. KXAN's Jim Bergamo was first on the scene. Jim?
Michelle, Robert, we've learned that the 6-year-old...
The main concern is establishing a solid base level across the top and flush along the front. One way to do this is to screw a couple of cabinets together before setting them in place. That way you get the frames perfectly aligned and locked together. Then it's a lot easier to keep them straight as you set them in place and secure them permanently. And that's how you get a cabinet project like this off in the right direction. Our next big job, adding a little floor to that countertop.
Now that we have the bases in, we're going to start working on the countertop. We're using 3/4-inch finished panels from the cabinet company. You're going to be taking 2 of those back.
Rescuers are searching for survivors in the waters off the coast of Egypt today. And stopping the problem before it begins. Austin police aim to prevent a repeat of Mardi Gras celebrations that ended in bullets, blood, and tear gas. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sally Hernandez. Thanks for waking up with Saturday First Cast. We begin, though, with breaking news at this hour. Firefighters battling a major fire in downtown Austin. It was a 2-alarm. Now it's moved up to a 4-alarm. KXAN Connie Swinney there live at the scene, at the scene with the latest.
Good morning, Sally. I'm here on the 300 block of 5th Street in San Jacinto. Behind me, you can see what was a roaring fire earlier today.
Right by to the west on the radio building.
Now, when you're talking about fighting this fire, it looks as though it's mainly under control now compared to what it was just a couple hours ago.
Oh yes, they've made great headway in it. They obviously have a lot of stuff still smoldering and a little bit of fire, and they're going to be here throughout the day because of that.
Well, we've got live Chopper 36 video also giving you a close look at this building that's on fire. I understand that the name of the club, the Lick, is what it's called?
Club Lick.
And then also there's something called the Taste in the back.
On fire within the next couple of minutes. You could see the pictures right there, smoke rising from the building. This building actually caught fire just a few weeks ago. Yeah, it was an electrical problem. This building houses several businesses in the area, including the co-op radio station 91.7. The fire believed to be started in Club Lick. shortly after 5 o'clock this morning. Smoke rising from the building. Fire just waking up with us this morning. We'll keep you updated on some breaking news coming out of downtown Austin. Chopper 36 live on the scene right now up above the ground. We have a reporter on the ground and some dramatic rescue video that you do not want to miss. You won't see it anywhere else when we come back. Screen. Thank you so much, Nurse Sherry, for joining us this morning.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we want to give you some more exclusive video from our Chopper 36 breaking news that we are following for you out of downtown Austin. Smoke still in the air after that 4-alarm fire. We'll check in with Connie Swinney live on the ground with more.
This time.
That's right, Dan. Fire started at 5:30 this morning. No reports of serious injuries, although there was a firefighter at the hospital at this hour being treated. We will have the very latest information for you tonight at 6 o'clock and then tonight at 10. Hopefully we'll get a cause for you as well. We have Chopper 36 live in the air showing you how extensive this damage is. Luckily, nobody seriously hurt. Let's all hope that that firefighter makes it out okay from the hospital as well. Thanks for joining us this morning. We are your news and weather source right here on KXAN. We are all over that breaking news and we will continue to keep you updated.
And as Silva mentioned, firefighters battled that blaze from inside a club called The Taste, but they were forced out when the flames became too intense. Debris from the burning building injured one firefighter. KXAN's Connie Swinney and photojournalist Mark Batchelder were first on the scene as crews rushed to rescue the fallen firefighter. Our team coverage continues with video of the rescue you'll see only on KXAN.
Just after 5:30 a.m., a blaze rages out of control in a 2-story building at 5th and San Jacinto.
We just stopped and got out to come check it out. And sure enough, it's like the apocalypse, man. It's crazy.
Nearly 100 firefighters respond. One of them becomes a victim.
We had a structural collapse very early into our response on the scene. We had an injury to a firefighter because of that collapse.
He tries to go back to work, but shoulder and foot injuries eventually send him to the ER. The second of 2 victims caught in a smoke and blaze.
We did have one victim that was trapped on the west side that was in an apartment, and we were able to rescue that person with a ladder safely.
The fire damages 4 businesses, including the brew pub, recording studios, and co-op radio. A second hit for that station, recovering from a fire just weeks earlier.
We've been able to knock the fire down, but that building has again sustained significant damage.
Questions remain about the cause of this destructive blaze, which turned out to be a true test of firefighter resolve. In downtown Austin, Connie Swinney, KXAN, NBC Austin.
And our coverage doesn't stop here. We'll have the latest on the investigation and another live update for you from the scene on KXAN News at 10.
And now to a bizarre story you will see only on KXAN News.
I thought he'd pulled over, and I wanted to...
An official is pulled over on a DUI warrant with a prostitute in his car. I'm Chris Willis. Those details coming up.
A man has been seen trying to lure children into his car near an elementary school. I'm Jenny Hoff. I'll tell you what detectives say you need to look out for.
KXAN tracks crime neighborhood by neighborhood, where smash and grabs are most likely to happen, and how to protect yourself.
I'm Jim Spencer. Turned out to be a beautiful afternoon, but could this area of low pressure in the Pacific bring us our next chance of rain?
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 10.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a high-ranking official from the Texas Education Agency.
He's in hot water tonight after police busted him on South Congress Avenue with an open container and a prostitute. Our Chris Willis is live at TEA headquarters with exclusive details only on KXAN. Chris.
Robert, good evening to you. We are live.
Joining us.
Hasta mañana. Good night.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click. From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news, first at 4.
Dirty dash cam will tell you what happened to a Florida deputy busted for taking inappropriate pictures of women.
The verdict is in now. Hear the fate of 3 suspects accused of taking part in the nation's deadliest human smuggling attempt.
First at 4, a deadly hit and run. The search continues for a person involved in this accident that takes the life of a 9-year-old girl. That 9-year-old girl, Anika Segura, died of head injuries from that crash.
Today, Austin police are looking for another driver that was part of that accident but took off from the scene. KXAN Santa Henderson joins us live with today's top story.
Well, Robert, this is where it took place, just off of St.
Breaking news here at 4:28 on KXAN. It's happening in Bastrop County. Elgin police are now at the scene of an officer-involved shooting. It happened in East Elgin at around 2:30 this afternoon. We have no other information at this time, but KXAN News, of course, has a crew on the way to the scene in Elgin. We'll bring you the very latest on this breaking news story tonight on KXAN News at 6.
For now, let's check in with Jim for another look at the weather.
Okay.
City's landmarks is the Po River, the longest river in Italy.
Brian Williams will be there at 5:30 with nightly news. We'll see you back here at 6.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
Anyone caught in the tunnels, they will be arrested, they will be put in jail.
The questions raised by one picture that school officials will not answer.
And they're supposed to protect us from terror. Tonight, the Texas Air Marshals accused of breaching that trust.
From Austin's news station, this is KVUE News, Night Beat.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Christine Haas.
And I'm Tyler Seasworth. This is KVUE News Night Beat. We begin tonight with breaking news in western Travis County. An Austin police officer has been involved in a fatal 3-car crash on Highway 290 and Fitzhugh. That's near the border with Hayes County. Our Kevin Peters is live. He has just arrived on the scene. Joins us now with the very latest. Kevin.
Yeah, as you said, Tyler, authorities now on the accident scene here off of 290, just near the edge in Travis County.
A truck upside down and a man shot now. A quiet Elgin neighborhood is up in arms. I'm Santa Henderson. We'll have details in a live report.
A fatal wreck in Austin kills a 9-year-old girl. New tonight, how police say the driver of the SUV that flipped broke the law.
Blood is the gift of life, and if you're seriously injured, it could take 50 or 100 of these just to keep you alive. Is there enough blood for you and your loved ones? I'm Dan Robertson. I'll have the story.
Good evening to you. Breaking news at this hour. We're getting word of a shooting involving police officers and U.S. Marshals in Elgin.
Elgin, of course, just east of Austin along U.S. Highway 290. KXAN Santa Henderson is live there on the east side of Elgin with our top story.
Well, Robert, we're told that the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force, along with
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
A Hill Country teacher under fire tonight for going too far with a teenage boy. KXAN has the only crew there when she turns himself in.
Violence on the border. Only KXAN has a newly released video of just what Texas law enforcement must endure. And you'll hear why Governor Perry is not waiting for Washington to take action.
The top dangerous intersections in all of Austin. Hi, everyone. I'm Sally Hernandez with that exclusive report. All new at 6.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
A former Burnett teacher and principal's wife stands accused of having sexual contact with a student.
KXAN's Hill Country Bureau got the exclusive story you'll only see here. Connie Swinney joins us live with this afternoon's arrest and the charge. Connie?
Well, Michelle, we're live here at the Burnett County Jail, and inside the suspect is finishing up some paperwork, and she's expected to come out any time now. Now, she's a 31-year-old former teacher at R.J. Ritchie Middle School in Burnett, and the alleged victim is an 18-year-old high school student. We just obtained these records that show some pretty graphic details about what the accusations are. Now, even though he's an adult, they're able to charge her with these charges because of a relatively new law. Now, her name is Danya Elsasser, and she's charged with having an improper relationship with a student. She taught English at the middle school and cross-country in NBC Austin.
Texas faces a clear and present danger from narco-terrorists. That's what Governor Rick Perry said today. So He's sending more firepower to the border and ramping up the war on drug violence and smuggling. KXAN's political reporter Rich Parsons is live at DPS headquarters in North Austin with new details.
Robert, the crisis on the border is so great, Texas is launching what it's calling Operation Rio Grande. Now, command and control of this operation will be run out of the State Emergency Operations Center, which is up and running tonight, about 2 stories below, right where I'm standing at DPS headquarters.
Watch out, watch out.
This exclusive dash cam video from state police shows just how brazen and reckless suspected drug smugglers are getting along the border. In this chase last month, they got away from state police. But even more chilling, some law enforcement report seeing other suspects in Mexican military uniforms escaping in Humvees with heavy machine guns.
The criminal organizations now have operational control along certain segments on the Mexican side of the border. Well-armed narco-terrorists are becoming increasingly bold.
So Texas is ramping up its war on border violence and smuggling with Operation Rio Grande.
The threat is real. It is now.
The state is sending DPS rapid response and SWAT teams to the border, along with more choppers and planes and experts in covert surveillance and intelligence gathering. Law enforcement on the border say it will make a big difference.
Every night, or every day.
I'm Chris Willis. Coming up, exclusive DPS video of a drug smuggler on the run. And what Governor Perry says is proof that it's time to get tough along the border.
Should Austin ban McMansions? New debate tonight.
Fueling myself with fantasy, more and more pornographic images on the internet.
Addicted to porn, a life left in ruins. A Central Texas man wants you to hear his story.
I'm Jim Spencer. Well, here it is, the upper level low moving toward Texas that will bring us some rain. I'll tell you when and how much.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 10.
Good evening. Tonight, Governor Perry says he will not wait for the federal government to protect our border.
Today, joined by the men and women who work the front lines of a deadly zone, the governor announced Operation Rio Grande. And in tonight's top story, Chris Willis is live with exclusive videotape that proves what Texas law enforcement is up against. Chris.
To you, Governor Perry says the Texas-Mexico border is out of control. He says it is porous, and it is a hot spot for violent drugs and narco-terrorism. We've got some exclusive DPS videotape to prove that point in just a second. But first, the governor says protecting the border is the federal government's problem. But he says the waiting game is over. If they will not act, the governor says he will.
While enforcing our borders is the responsibility of the federal government, the consequences of inaction are felt right here in Texas.
Okay, here's that proof for you. DPS plans to release this videotape tomorrow night. We've got it for you tonight. In it, you can see just how bold the drug smugglers are. Watch as DPS tries to pull over this black SUV. Just as he blows a tire, he holds his gun out the window as another drug smuggler speeds by in an SUV. Officers say this is just one example of what they deal with every day. And as Governor Perry says,
7 o'clock right here on KXAN. Our Rich Teddemer will be following the progress of the Olympic Games for us over the next 17 days. He joins us live in Torino to begin our coverage, where it is now 11:21 Friday night. And Rich, what's going on?
How's my IFB look okay? Everything look okay?
You look great, Rich. Unfortunately, Rich can't hear us all the way over there in Europe. Maybe we can get back with him, but we do want to remind you that the Olympics are in Torino, Italy, and they'll be seen, of course, for many hours for the next 17 days here on KXAN. Our coverage begins with the ozone at
KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news of fatal house fire in the heart of South Austin.
KXAN Santa Henderson is live at the scene on South 2nd Street near Live Oak. Santa, what can you tell us?
Robert, we're told that one man is dead after this house fire. Battalion Chief Greg Nye says they got the call about 3 minutes before 5 o'clock, and firefighters arrived at the scene just 2.5 minutes later. But already the small house, the address is 2008A South Congress. That house was already fully engulfed. He says that 2 people were inside that house. One woman was alerted by neighbors that her house was on fire. She did get out of the house, but apparently one male victim, an adult male, did not. He is dead. Homicide investigators are on the scene. They're trying to figure out exactly what started this fire and how this person was not alerted about the fire. The fire sits just behind a tattoo parlor, as you can see behind me. It's 3 small houses behind these structures. It's A, B, and C, and it is A that caught fire. Right now, we don't know what exactly happened, but we are told that 4 people lived in the house, 2 were home at the time, and 1 woman did get out after neighbors told her that they saw fire and flames. Apparently, the house does have an attic. We're also told that it's a small structure, about 1,000 square feet, so we're not sure exactly where the 2 people were inside the house, but 1 person got out and an adult male didn't. As you can see here, emergency crews are on the scene, and firefighters right now, they're talking to people in the area, they're talking to neighbors. Some family members do appear to be here. We see some people standing behind the structure, so it's not a lot we can show you from this point, but there are a lot of people on this scene trying to understand exactly what happened here. We're also told that this house was one of those small little kind of enclosed places, so you've got firefighters on Congress, you've got people behind Congress with lots of holes in the street just behind. Family lived. We're told that 2 people were inside the house. The woman got out because the neighbors said, hey, your house is on fire, and they saw flames, but for some reason an adult male did not. Battalion Chief Greg Nye tells us that the woman lived in the house with her sons, and this man is believed to be the father of those children. They all supposedly lived in this house together, 4 people. They don't know what caused this fire. They did tell us that when they first got to the scene at about 2.5 minutes after 5 o'clock, they were rushing in, but the house was already fully involved. They had a problem with one of the hydrants, but they tell us that that did not stop them from putting this fire out. They say they had a problem with that hydrant, but the trucks had plenty of water to try to go ahead and fight this thing. So once they stopped it, about 15 minutes later after they got here, they did find that an adult male was in the living room.
There's no word on exactly which driver was at fault.
And listen to this, a suspect remains on the loose after leading Vernon authorities on a chase throughout the hill country. 2 men sped from the scene of an attempted burglary at a Vernon business on Friday. The high-speed pursuit wound through neighborhoods, county roads, and onto the highway. The driver finally drove off the roadway into the brush. The suspects wrecked into a fence but got out and ran. In the car, police found knives and other weapons. Later that day, they arrested the driver at a convenience store. You're looking at him. 26-year-old James Little faces charges of fleeing and resisting arrest.
Austin.
A water main break near Montopolis closed the school early and affected hundreds of residents and business owners today. The 24-inch line broke near Montopolis and US 183 just before 10 this morning. The drop in water pressure forced Johnston High School to close at noon and students at Allen Elementary to use portable toilets. The city has since restored water to those nearby neighborhoods, but they say crews will not be able to repair the pipe until tomorrow. City workers say no one should experience problems while work crews are fixing it.
And now, your weather.
Second morning in a row with sub-freezing temperatures across central Texas, something we have not seen much. Jim Spencer, a big warm-up and then another strong cold front and possibly more rain.
Your news starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news. 1 person is dead and an Austin police officer is in the hospital following a traffic accident.
It happened in southwest Travis County on Highway 290 near the Hays County border. KXAN's Chris Willis is live at the scene with the latest on this breaking news. Chris?
Good evening to you, Michelle. We've been to a lot of accidents in our time. This is horrific. This is a bad accident. As you mentioned, it is a fatal. Let me get out of the way and show you. This is the latest right now. At one time, they had about 18 cars out here. Emergency crews, fire trucks, ambulances. Austin Police Department, Sheriff's Department, DPS was all out here. There are 3 cars involved in this.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
Your roadmap. KXAN NBC Austin is your only source for coverage of the Winter Games from Torino. We begin today at 3 o'clock with the developing story and new information about the condition of Harry Whittington. He's the Austin lawyer accidentally shot by Vice President Dick Cheney.
Earlier today, doctors revealed that 78-year-old had suffered a heart attack. Now, KXAN's Julie Shields-Jones is live in the newsroom with those new developments, Julie.
And Michelle, doctors in Corpus Christi say that Harry Whittington suffered a minor heart attack. Now, it happened after some of the birdshot actually moved into his heart tissue. The 78-year-old today while the men were hunting at the Armstrong Ranch in South Texas. Now, Mr. Whittington's doctors say that they are getting treatment advice from the White House staff, but that he is still listed in stable condition in the intensive care unit. We'll have much more on the story coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
And now to Washington, where the University of Texas football team is celebrating the national championship with the president.
It's a fun day in D.C. The Longhorns were guests of honor at the White House, and Roger's here to tell us all about it.
Well, what is more at 6, guys?
Thank you,
Thank you very much, Roger. Well, now to a gas leak tying up traffic on 620 and Palmer Lane. The ongoing traffic problem is causing headaches in the area near the Travis and Williamson County lines. KXAN's Haley Stavanoa joins us live with an update. Hi, Haley.
Hey there, Michelle. That's right. About 10:30 this morning, construction crews were working here on 620 and Palmer. That's when they were digging underneath and they hit a natural gas line, causing a leak in an 8-inch pipeline. Crews came out. They're still working on it, trying to cut the gas off. We're told that they're having trouble locating the actual leak. Now, there's a very strong odor out here, but Atmos Energy says natural gas is odorless, but they do put an odor in it as a safety measure, so when there is a leak, that it can be easily detected. Now,
the McMansion controversy in Austin takes another turn. Find out what new argument the city has for limiting how big you can build.
A public and poignant thank you. The Austin teen who lost his leg in a boating accident reunites with his rescuers.
The Longhorns log a little time at the White House today. We'll let you listen in when the conversation strays away from football.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening. The Austin attorney shot by Vice President Dick Cheney took a turn for the worse today.
78-year-old Harry Whittington suffered a heart attack today related to the bird shot he took on a hunting trip with the Vice President in South Texas. KXA's Julie Shields is live with the latest on this developing story.
And Robert, Corpus Christi doctors say that Whittington suffered a mild heart attack, and at this point, trying to remove that shotgun pellet could actually do more harm than good. Now, doctors say the 78-year-old did not show any of the normal signs of a heart attack like problem. Now, overall, doctors say Whittington has a very healthy heart, except for the swelling of that tissue. We, of course, will have more on this developing story coming up tonight after the Olympics.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. Your news starts now.
Found alive, an Austin girl missing since 2003 is reunited with her family after she is located in Mexico.
Speaking out, Vice President Cheney takes full responsibility for shooting Austin lawyer Harry Whittington as his public scrutiny continues.
Headed for Torino, Emily Hughes gets in her last round of practice on the ice in New York before taking off for the Olympics in Italy. KXAN NBC Austin is your only source for complete coverage of the Winter Olympic Games. First, some breaking news in northeast Georgetown. A deadly construction accident near the new State Highway 130 and Farm Road 971 interchange.
KXAN's Haley Stavanoa joins us live with this late-breaking development from Georgetown. Haley?
well, Michelle, we don't know a lot of the details right now, but it has been confirmed that a construction worker is dead. The accident happened earlier today while working on SH 130. Lone Star Infrastructure is here along with Georgetown Police and the Georgetown Fire Department. They said they are still investigating and trying to get details as to what happened and what went wrong.
And you're looking at a live picture from our Westlake Hills tower camera. Looking pretty good on this 15th of February at 3:06. We'll be right back.
I was laid off and I decided that it was time to go ahead and get a career. I have two.
From KXAN NBC Austin, you're watching Robert Headlock, Michelle Vyas, First Warning Weather with Jim Spencer, and Sports with Roger Wallace. KXAN News continues.
Homeland Security Secretary Michael
KXAN on top of breaking news this afternoon. We have another incident to tell you about, this time at Aikens High School in South Austin. KXAN's Julie Shields is there live. And Julie, we understand there was a lockdown there today. What happened?
And Robert, right now AISD police are here investigating exactly what it is that happened. We can tell you that there was a lockdown for a brief time around lunchtime today. We talked to several students, and what they are telling us happened is that one student got in a fight, then multiple fights broke out. We can tell you AISD police are saying that no one was seriously injured, and they're still not clear exactly how many students were involved in this fight. Now, we have received reports that this fight was possibly racially motivated, and we are certainly looking into that. But a lot of the students say it was one of those factors of disrespect in which one kid got into a fight, then multiple kids just started jumping in there. Again, no one seriously injured, and the school is no longer on lockdown. We will have much more on this developing story coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. We are live in South Austin. Julie Shields, KXAN, NBC Austin.
Thanks, Julie. And that is many cultures. Well, here's a live look at traffic in Mopac and far west from our TxDOT cameras. There's more news ahead right here on KXAN. Stay with us. Welcome back. We want to update you on a deadly construction accident in Williamson County. It happened near the New State Highway 130 and Farm Road 971. KXAN's Haley Stavanoa is on top of it. She's live with some late-breaking developments from Georgetown. Haley, what can you tell us?
Well, Michelle, I wish I could tell you a little bit more. Details are still coming in, but what we do know is that one construction worker here just north.
6, and a reminder that we're shifting our schedule for the rest of the Olympic season, which lasts until a week from Sunday. Wheel of Fortune's coming up at 3:30, and our Ozone at 6:30.
And the newscast tonight, evening news at 10:30, and tomorrow at 11. So just keep it here on KXAN for all your news and Olympic coverage. We'll see you at 5:30 for NBC Nightly News. And of course, Access Hollywood with all your Hollywood scoop is next.
Not next. Wheel of
Olympics,
Fortune. Even we're confused sometimes.
The news doesn't stop, and neither do we. For the latest news, weather, and more, log on to KXAN.com. It's all you need in a click.
The sign says no trespassing, and because of what happened next, a man is now accused of murder. I'm Santa Henderson. Coming up, we'll explain what Elgin residents think about this shooting.
A construction worker is killed during paving operations of SH 130. We'll have more details coming up.
An area high school goes on lockdown. Some say it was sparked by a racially motivated incident. Was it or wasn't it? I'm Julie Shields with that story coming up.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
There's been a deadly construction accident involving crews working on the brand new State Highway 130.
And it's not the first. KXAN's Haley Stavanoa is live at the site in Georgetown off Farm Road 971 with those breaking developments. Haley.
That's right, Michelle. The fatal accident happened about 1:30 this afternoon here on SH 130 here behind me, just off of FM 971 on the east side of Georgetown. Now, details are still coming in. What we do know is that a 38-year-old construction worker died earlier today during a paving operation. We're told he was not operating the machinery, but was working. NBC Austin.
Now, this is the second tragedy associated with work on the new state highway. Last July, a 22-year-old construction worker was crushed to death by a piece of heavy equipment. It happened on the northeast side of Lake Walter E. Long.
A murder suspect knew his victim. That's just one of the new details KXAN Santa Henderson dug up today on last night's shooting death of a man just east of Elgin. She also reports the victim used to live in the suspect's home.
It started on this rural road. First, a 911 call about a trespasser, and then a shooting. Now Gary Keller is charged with murder. Bastrop County investigators say Keller knew the victim, Jimmy Munoz, and that Munoz previously lived on Keller's property for at least 3 years.
Allegations came to light.
And Austin High School goes under lockdown today after a fight breaks out. It happened at Aikens High School in South Austin. KXAN's Julie Shields there live with the very latest.
And Robert, it all happened during lunch at the courtyard here at Aikens High School with roughly 1,000 students milling about. AISD police tell us that it was a verbal altercation that started this, but students say it was a lot more than kids just talking smack, that pepper spray was actually used, and that some kids at a time got violent.
Yeah, I've seen fights.
Firefighter played a key role in a dramatic rescue in North Texas. This is a police cruiser pulling up to the scene of a burning car. Now, investigators say it had been rear-ended by another car. The reason so many people are frantically working around it is there are 2 little girls inside. They could not save one of them, but the other survived thanks to the quick thinking of bystanders, including Austin firefighter Jerry Miller.
Community protest effectively shut down a plan to put a...
From KXAN, NBC Austin. Your news starts now.
Strongest cold front of the winter season thus far headed our way. I'll tell you when it will get here. Coming up.
A hill country shooting, a suspect behind bars after a night on the run. We're live in San Saba County with this developing story.
And more patrols, why you could soon see more officers like this riding around your neighborhood. We begin this afternoon with your weather.
Enjoy today's warm temperatures while they last, because things are going to change soon. The cold snap is coming, and you better get ready. KXAN's Jim Spencer tracking the very latest to get the exact timing on this cold front.
Yeah, Jim, when are those temperatures going to drop?
Well, beginning late tonight, actually, so if you have anything...
A shooting investigation underway in the hill country. A 24-year-old man is dead, and the man accused in the shooting is behind bars after a long chase overnight. KXAN's Connie Swinney is live in San Saba, which is about 80 miles northwest of Austin. Connie, what's the latest there?
Well, Robert, right now they have Brian Cummings in custody. He's 21.
Right now in a civil suit involving actor Jason Patrick. Patrick is suing an Austin police officer in federal court for using excessive force and false imprisonment. Back in March of 2004, Patrick was arrested for public intoxication and evading arrest while he was walking with a group of friends in downtown Austin. Prosecutors, though, dropped those charges a month later because of doubts about the evidence.
The president of the Austin School Board will soon resign. Doyle Valdez announced today that his term will end.
Life-threatening injuries.
Now an update on developing stories we're watching quite closely in our KXAN newsroom. Bond is set now at $80,000 for this woman, Rebecca Garrison. The former Dripping Springs High School teacher is charged with indecency with a child, sexual contact, and improper relationship between educator and student. The 28-year-old science teacher allegedly had inappropriate contact with a minor student, a boy, away from school property and after school hours. This investigation continues.
And investigators are trying to determine the cause of this fire in Manor. 2 dogs were killed there. When firefighters arrived Wednesday night, a vacant trailer home was engulfed in flames. The fire spread to the trailer next door where 2 people managed to escape. 1 woman was treated at the scene for smoke inhalation.
Construction on State Highway 130 is at a standstill now after a deadly on-the-job accident near Farm Road 971 in northeast Georgetown. 38-year-old Jorge Hernandez was killed when he became entangled in machinery. Work on the project will not resume until the safety investigation is finished.
If you've seen high crime in your neighborhood, you may see an increase in police patrols. That's nothing new, but the way Austin police are going about it is. KXAN Sally Hernandez is live in Central West Austin to explain. Hey, Sally.
Hey, Michelle. You know, Austin Police Department, they are fighting neighborhood crime with cops on bikes. Do you think it's going to work?
Warfare as entertainment. We'll show you how it's piling up a huge economic benefit for Williamson County.
And it may be hard to believe at 80 degrees out there right now that a winter storm watch has been posted for parts of central Texas.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. A 21-year-old man allegedly shot and killed his cousin in the hills northwest of Austin.
That is not why he's behind bars right now. KXAN has the only hill country reporter following this story, our Connie Swinney, live in San Saba County with new details.
Well, Robert, the shooter is in custody here at San Saba County Jail for sure.
Our thief red-handed. Back to you.
Wow, thank you very much, Sally. An accidental trailer fire in Manor killed 2 dogs. Firefighters arrived to find the trailer home engulfed in flames last night. The fire spread to the trailer next door where 2 people managed to escape. 1 woman was treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. Investigators said today the fire started in an appliance.
And now, your weather.
Well, our lows this morning higher than our normal high temperatures this afternoon. Take a look.
Believe me, Jim, people are paying attention to the forecast. You know, typically when we're out here in the middle of February, we're bundled up with coats and gloves. We got the short sleeves, the sandals. Look at people working out here on the trail. Always a popular place, but especially on an evening like today with the sun setting, temperatures still in the upper 70s. We've got shirtless, shorts, short sleeves all over the place. Now, as you mentioned, big changes.
This time of this week in Italy. Keep it right here on KXAN for today's Olympic coverage and much more. Well, the big story today is, of course, the weather. Temperatures sitting in the 40s right now.
And there's a potential winter storm brewing for central Texas. The Texas Department of Transportation is busy getting its trucks filled with sand just in case local roads ice over. Some forecast models are calling for freezing precipitation this weekend.
Yeah, everyone's bundled up around town, and you'll want to keep the coats out because the temperatures could be falling even more. Is that possible? KXAN's Jim Spencer joins us with the details of our top story. Hi, Jim.
Hi there. Oh, yeah, it's possible, all right. In fact,
you're looking at pictures of it happening today. Missouri will have the outcome of this intense situation next.
Snowboarding, Team USA is proving it can hang with the big dogs on the slope.
An 18-year-old high school girl was found shot to death in these woods. I'm Jenny Hoff. I'll tell you if police have any suspects.
He's a murderer put away for life. I'll find out why Michael Moore is at the center of a complaint about the Williamson County Jail.
And the question on everyone's mind, just how cold will it get? Jim Spencer has your answer.
From KXAN, NBC Austin. This is your news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. The de-icing trucks are stocked with sand.
The gloves and hats are going on, so just what weather is in store for this weekend? KXAN's Jim Spencer will keep you informed throughout the night. Jim?
Yeah, what a change from yesterday. Remember yesterday when Laura was on the hike and bike trail, people running behind her in shorts and shirtless? Not today. Check out the current temperatures from the 80s 24 hours ago to the 40s right now, and it feels like it's in the 30s because of that pretty stiff
food after a couple of jail inmates slipped out of their cells and into the cells of 3 female inmates. KXAN's Haley Stavanoa is live from the Williamson County Sheriff's Office in Georgetown to explain what went wrong inside the jail. Haley.
Well, Robert, this lawsuit involves 2 jail inmates here at the Williamson County Jail that have been in the news recently. Michael Moore, who was just sentenced to life in prison for murder, aggravated robbery, and aggravated kidnapping, and Christian Figueroa, who is in jail for aggravated robbery as well. Now, basically, these 2 inmates were stuffing paper into the locks of their cell doors, preventing them from locking. The 2 would then sneak out of their cells and into the cells of female inmates inside the Williamson County Jail, and they would perform sexual acts, which the women said they would awake up to, or they were awoken up to. They were never sexually assaulted. They were just offended and disturbed. Now, John Foster with the Williamson County Sheriff's Office says 4 female correctional officers knew that this was going on. They allowed it to happen and have since been terminated, resigned, or demoted.
This was unexcusable. This was not a breakdown in the building security. It was a breakdown in our staff.
Now, we are told that the security around the jail is much tighter. There's been several changes that have been made, as well as policies in the training of these correctional officers. Reporting live from Williamson County, Haley Stavanoa, KXAN, NBC Austin.
A Milam County man is now indicted for something his dogs did. Jose Hernandez, this man faces a charge of criminally negligent homicide after his dogs mauled this woman. The pit bull